Hi, welcome back to my little film and TV channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And I've looked forward to watching this, and we've managed to get out the first 3 episodes. It's a 6-episode mini-series. So we're going to have a look at a certain thing called Obi-Wan Kenobi today. So please join me for that. If you like what I do, give us that. If you've not pressed the subscribe button already, if you're already a subscriber, please keep spreading the word for me. It'd be much appreciated. If you've not pressed that button, press the bell notification. All these vlogs are coming out. I try and inform and entertain on these TV drama reviews and film reviews, information blogs, etc. So your support is always appreciated, and make an old TV watcher very happy. You can give us a thumbs up as well. That is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so we're going to look at Obi-Wan Kenobi. And of course, through streaming service Disney Plus, there you go. So obviously, it's these sort of things you look forward to, isn't it? On stuff like Disney, if they're going to pay the money for these to take over these franchises, you want them. You know, you do look forward to them. Whether they let you down, I'm not saying too much. We'll find out as we look through this. But yeah, this is what we look forward to. The big name stuff, don't we? So this is a review on episodes 1 to 3, and it premiered on the May the 27th, 2022 on Disney, and you got to see the first 2 episodes, and then a week or about 4 or 5 days later, you got to see the 3rd episode, and they're going to show weekly until June the 22nd. So I'm recording this on June the 6th, so any comments or scores a quote. Or as at the 4th of June. 4th of June I'm recording this. What am I talking about? The 6th of June. I'm looking ahead. Yeah, I'm recording this on the 4th of June, so all the scores are at that date. So if you look at the scores, Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, 7. What we got there? Yeah, interesting. It's got an overall rate of 7.8 out of 10, but it's a bit skewed, I think, that one. That's based on 35,879 ratings. And obviously, some of these people watched 1 episode, some have watched the first 2, some have watched all, the first 3. So it could be skewed, but there's over 13,000 people, and you've got to be Star Wars fans, dedicated Star Wars fans, who won't have a bad word said about this thing. Over 13,000 scored it 10 out of 10. So it does appear a little bit skewed, that 7.8 out of 10. But if you break down the 6 to 9 scores, over 15,000 people scored it between 6 and 9, and just 4,000 and a bit scored it between 2 and 5. So that's a very high percentage. Yeah, I did like it. So you're talking about 70-75%. So not quite as high, but that's if you take out the 10 out of 10s. And there are some 1 out of 10s as well, but certainly not on a par with the 10 out of 10. Of course, this is part of the Star Wars franchise beginning 10 years after the events of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, which came out, of course, in 2005. Is it that long ago? And stars Ewan McGregor is the title character in this, reprising his role. Also stars, mainly reprising the roles, Joel Edgerton, Bonnie Piesse, Jimmy Smits, James Earl Jones, and Hayden Christensen, all reprising their prequel trilogy roles. And so we've got 10 years. This is what it's about. 10 years after the events of Star Wars Episode 3, in which the Jedi were destroyed by Order 66, of course, and his former apprentice, Anakin Skywalker, fell to the dark side and became the Sith Lord Darth Vader. Obi-Wan Kenobi is on Tatooine, watching over Anakin's son Luke. Hiding on Tatooine, Kenobi lives a solitary life in exile. Varda set up Varda. I'm thinking of who's that? Varda. Is he a pilot? I don't know. That's someone else. Vader set up his Sith Inquisitors program. There you go. Get a trainee, a program here. Get an apprenticeship. A group of dark side Force users to hunt down any Jedi who survived Order 66. And we did see evidence of that at the start of the film, and it was summarising. You did see some escaping from the sheer all the murder that was carnage that was going on and murder that was going on. Kenobi is forced out of hiding where he's called on a mission to rescue Anakin's daughter, Leia, after she is kidnapped by the Inquisitors in a plot to draw Kenobi out. He then embarks on a rollicking adventure, this is their words, not mine, eventually leading to confrontation between him and Vader. Well, yeah, not eventually, reasonably early on. Well, I've seen a good chunk of him anyway, let's put it that way. What do the critics think? Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes, critics, an 87% approval rating. That's okay. That's based on 175 reviews. And it averages just the watchable score of 6 out of 10. So not quite as enamoured as obviously overall. On Metacritic, a weighted average of 75 out of 100. So that's a lot better. That's based on 18 critics. So here we go. My watching of the first 3 episodes. Okay, there's nothing groundbreaking in this. Basically, it's a kidnap story. It's based on the first 3 episodes anyway, and a hunt around the galaxy far, far away, of course, to find the poor little hostage, which we'll talk about in a moment. And it's all about the characters for me, those old and those new. And although I watched the prequel trilogy many, many years ago, I've not gone back and watched it quite recently. I can't remember when I last watched it. It's probably around about the time I used to have a video shop, but I sort of let that up in 2007. So I'm not sure I've watched it since then. But it all seemed so fresh. There's the characters, and you sort of could think back to it, and you sort of brought back good memories, and that's what it's supposed to do, I suppose. So we got welcome back old characters and introduced some new ones who were okay generally. A couple of dodgy ones, acting wise and character wise, but it was okay. And yeah, we've not mentioned her yet. The young Leia Organa, of course, is played by Vivian Lyra Blair. She plays a 10-year-old. I don't know how old she's in real life. And obviously, a lot of people like her in this. A lot of people don't like her in this. You know me and young actors, I'm not overly impressed unless they do a good job. And I thought she was okay. She is more or less the co-lead in this with McGregor. And for me, of the character itself, this is the character, not the young lady who played the part. Veers from being a right pain in the ass to being quite a funny, cheeky little thing. But I can't make my mind up if I like her or not so far, which 3 episodes in. But Blair herself, obviously playing the role, does a really, really creditable job, even though she's getting a lot of stick from certain people. And I'm not too sure why. I thought she was excellent. I mean, some of the obviously where she's out running adults and stuff, yeah, a bit dubious to say the least. But it's all part of the dramatic license, of course, that they have to have. In all fairness, I think she probably outacts and out physicalities Mr. McGregor. With respect, I think she does a good job. I've never been happy with Ewan McGregor's accent in the trilogy series. Never mind this; he carries it on, of course, in this TV series. As a homage, I think, to a Star Wars we know and love. If you know and love it, I'm not saying I love it. I really liked it. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. It does a good job, and does the fact that we know certain characters are not going to die, because I don't, certain people are, Princess Leia's been kidnapped, and she's, is she going to be killed? Probably not, because we see her knocking around up many, many years later. So that doesn't lessen it anyway. Of course it doesn't. We watch prequels all the time. And then it could be multi-universe, couldn't it? We could go the Marvel and DC way in this anyway, and she could die and come back from another universe. But the only thing I am struggling with, and I think some people have said it, don't try and join the dots too much between all the Star Wars. Try not, and that's why I'm glad in a way I'm not totally dyed in the wool, can remember every act, every scene from every Star Wars film, which I'm sure real big Star Wars fans can, because you start trying to join the dots, they don't link up at times. For instance, obviously, Obi-Wan Kenobi, for me, if you think of Princess Leia and Luke and how old they were when obviously they asked for Kenobi's help in the film, in number 4, was it? Yeah, in episode 4. He doesn't age that much. He aged a lot in quite a few years, because I wouldn't imagine it's going to be more than, say, 12, 14 years at a pinch. And yet, obviously, Obi-Wan must have had a harsh life, because he's really, obviously, we think of Mr. Guinness, of course, in the actual film. There's a hell of a difference age-wise, isn't there? But anyway, as I said, that's by the by. That's just one of those things. Try not to think about it too much, because it doesn't really make any sense. And of course, that's just a minor quibble. As I say, it's best not to think too much about it and just enjoy it for what it is. There's some good action scenes, but there's some green screen stunts that don't really work as such. And having said that, I've not been overly pressed in some big budget Marvel and DC films that have had these sort of acting where people are jumping and diving and doing somersaults, and it's never really looked real to me. Why they don't have stunt people just doing a proper pirouette in the air and stuff like that, I don't know, but obviously that's not how they do it, is it? It look far more authentic. So yeah, it's as a TV series, all right, there's been plenty of money spent on it, but it's not over the top. It's not fantastic. You can see the joy in, let's put it that way. As a family watch as well, it's okay. This is possibly where it's upsetting watchers a little bit as well, because it does try and accomplish appealing to all ages, and it doesn't work. It wants to appeal to young watchers, middle-aged watchers, and old watchers as well. For me, it never really hits the mark because it's trying to get that fine balance between the two. So it never works on that. The humour's a bit iffy, to say the least, which you expect a little bit of humour in these things. But for me, over the three episodes, yeah, it's okay. But I want to see something a little bit different in the last three. I'm getting to the stage where now I'm getting a little bored with not repetitive, because there's different characters coming into it, but it is getting a little bit samey. So I want to see a lot more from the last three. But not a case of so far so good for me. It's a case of so far okay, and that's all I'm going to say on this. And as I say. So I'm just going to give my basic watchable score of 6 out of 10, hopefully. Say it shouldn't hopefully go any worse than that, even if it just sort of trundles along, because I say it's not been too bad so far. But I'll look forward to the last three episodes as they come up. Let me know what you think, guys. Anyway, are you into it? You're a big Star Wars fan. Is it living up to expectations, or are you disappointed? Leave us your comments. As I say, I do like Star Wars. I've watched the originals at the cinema, and I've watched the DVD and video versions, of course, but it's not something I'm sort of dyed in the wool and can quote certain things and get all excited about. But yeah, very good indeed. But say can do better. Let's see what happens in the last three episodes. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please, what are you going to do rest of your day? Have a great one. And I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.